Welcome to the For the Church podcast, another great gospel-centered resource from Midwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. My name is Jared Wilson. I'm an associate professor. I almost said assistant.
Hey.
Yeah, associate professor.
You're a big boy now.
Of pastoral ministry and author in residence at Midwestern Seminary. And I'm here as always with my friend and my colleague and my co-host, Dr. Ronni Kurtz, assistant professor of systematic theology. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm a little nervous for this episode. But
Okay. Well, we'll get to that in just a moment.
Yeah.
Give me some update on Provis Coffee.
Hey,
where are we
let's
at
go.
with that?
Yeah.
We got people getting beans in the mail.
That's
and everything.
right. Beans are in the mail.
Okay.
They're shipping all over the world. It was fun. We launched. So those who don't know, I'm starting a coffee shop with some friends, and always been kind of like a long-term dream. It's just a fun side project to have. And we launched online sales a couple weeks ago. We did this thing called the First Taste Club. So if you ordered within this 1 week, you were guaranteed to be in the first shipment ever. And I had a number of bags in mind that we could possibly sell that week. We sold that many in like 11 hours.
Whoa.
So it was insane.
Okay.
So it's going really well. Physical shop is still under construction, so all of the inside's getting built right now.
Where were people ordering these beans
Just online,
from?
just our website.
No, I
proviscoffee.com.
know that. I understand. Like where are you shipping to?
Oh, all over. In the first 4 days, we shipped to 29 states, and then also Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico.
So how did they hear about Provis
Good coffee gets around, Good coffee gets around.
But you haven't got out there yet, so how does it get around?
Yeah. Well, I think, social media is obviously a big part of it.
Your roaster's a name guy?
Yeah, we brought in a roaster from St. Louis who's very, very talented. And the kinds of coffee, it gets really nerdy really fast, so I'm trying not to go there. But the kinds of coffee that
we all appreciate that.
That's right, yeah. All the listeners are like, all right, go good on already. Now, the kinds of coffee we're bringing in are a little bit, higher caliber and unique, and there's people constantly looking for that. So we have like a farmer, for example, a producer who I really love from Colombia, and there are coffee nerds like me who actively look for shops who are selling his bean.
Okay.
And we have 2 of his coffees in our reserve series. So
before we were recording, you were talking with some of the comms guys who were in here, AV team. And apparently they're all coffee nerds because you guys were talking. I mean, there was a lot of math involved. It was like 26 grams equals whatever. I was like, what is happening here? I don't want math involved with a morning treat.
Yeah,
which is all it is
I understand.
For me.
Yeah.
Just
well,
a little something.
It's a little more than that for some nerds like me. There is some math involved, some science involved, but at the end, there's good coffee involved.
All right.
So
math and science, things I don't enjoy talking about. And talking about things we don't want to talk about.
That wasn't even planned, was it?
No.
That's a real-time Jared Wilson transition.
Yeah, I think I'm back.
That was fun to watch.
Transitions are back, baby. Back on the saddle.
I watched the sparkle in your eye when you realized you could make the move.
Things are clicking. We're really moving and shaking now. So this episode is inspired.
Okay, here we go.
This was not the original episode. The original episode was, or the idea was, for single ladies on winning a godly guy.
Yeah.
We did an episode a few weeks back for single men, how to win a godly girl, how to win a girl was the title of that episode. I thought, well, there'll be people who ask, well, are you going to do one for women? Like, how can they win a guy? And so I put it in the schedule.
All the single ladies.
I put it in the schedule.
There we go. Come on, keep going.
I'm not going to sing it. How to win a guy. And when I sent the stuff out, you replied, and this is literally your reply. You said, I will give you $10 not to do that episode. Which you still have not given me $10.
Yeah, that's right. I owe you 10.
And so, and then Anthony Dabbs, our comms guy, he says, I'll give you $20 if you do. So I'm like, oh man, I can stand to make some money.
That's right, yeah.
So I thought, okay, since you balked at the episode, I took it off the schedule. Sorry, single ladies who wanted some advice.
Yeah.
From a couple of seminary dorks.
There's better people.
I thought, okay, well, let's talk about what we don't want to talk about.
That's hilarious.
This episode is stuff we don't want to talk about. Call it the banned episodes episode. Episodes you
is this episode binding? Like,
episodes you will never see.
Yeah. That is hilarious.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's
at
binding.
least based even on our track record.
I
don't think that we have.
I mean, you know my track record. If you pick an episode that I don't want to do, I'll just be silent.
Let me just start here. Why didn't you want to talk about?
All right, look.
how young
the
single
first
gals
one
could
already,
attract-
I was like, all right, I'm a little uncomfortable here.
Really?
The like single guys episode was just like, I don't know, it feels a
But
little.
that felt a kind of like Big Brother, like, hey, little bro, let me just talk to you about how. Like,
Yeah,
it didn't feel that way.
I felt fine. It felt fine.
Okay, all right.
I got enough text about it though that I was like, all right.
That episode got a lot of business, man.
Really?
Yeah, it got more retweets.
I'm looking
more
over at the
likes.
comms guy, and he just gave me the Jim Halpert.
We
shoulder
don't
shrug, like,
go viral, but the closest we come was that How to Win a Girl.
Are you
episode.
serious?
Oh man, yeah, it got so much traction.
I wonder if
from
anyone's
my
won a
feeds.
girl from it.
I don't know.
Well, that would be nice
Let
to know.
us know.
Look, when you sent the one like
Bringing people together.
how to win a guy, I'm like, I am just not. I just don't think
You're scared.
two guys.
But who better? On that episode, you gave a whole illustration about how at Cedarville,
Yeah.
you guys would sit down and invite all the women from the thing and talk to them about what guys think and what guys like and what guys are
Yeah.
about and then you wouldn't do a podcast episode about
No,
it.
I mean I would
thought you've
have if
already
you
done
really
it.
wanted to. It's like it just feels kind of awkward for me, but I don't want to tell all these girls what to do and how to be, and they're doing just fine.
I gotcha. Okay.
So, anyways, the band episodes.
Man,
I don't even know
people
if
are gonna say we're longhoused. You know what that means?
No, I do not know what that
Okay.
means. Is that a
It's
Gen
like,
X
it's one of those.
reference?
No, it's one of those online bro terms. It's basically like women. You operate under the female gaze.
Ah, I see. Got it. Yeah.
You're scared of women, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly
Ronni
right.
Kurtz is scared of women. That's why we didn't do it, because he's longhouse. I'm sitting here in the longhouse.
I have
Ronni Kurtz.
3. I'm the only male in my family. I have 3 older sisters,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I've been around women my whole life. Feel very comfortable, but just didn't want to give.
Okay,
that's probably
all right.
for
So
someone
there's
else.
that. You don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about what else we don't want to talk
Yeah,
about.
I don't. For
you don't like UFOs. We did a whole episode on UFOs. I still get comments on the UFO
Oh, me
episode.
too. Me too. Yeah.
And that
You
was
did
one-
a whole episode
you
on
just
UFOs.
Sat there like a bump on a log. Why didn't you want to talk about UFOs?
My favorite thing about the UFO episode that people don't know is I told Jared before the episode, and you should go. Well, don't go back and listen to it. Actually,
No, it's a great episode.
I told Jared before we started that episode, like, look, I have nothing to say here, and I think he thought I was being like facetious or joking.
Yeah, yeah.
But my favorite part of that episode is Jared hit the record button because we used to do that ourselves. Now we've made it to the big leagues.
That's right. That's right.
Jared hit stop record and looked at me and said something like, "You were useless."
Well, you really meant it when you said you didn't have anything to add.
You're like, I thought you were joking, but you literally said nothing.
I was trying to get you. I thought some of the theological stuff
Yeah.
would draw you out.
Yeah.
I mean, you like C.S. Lewis. and
I
C.S.
love.
Lewis
We
talks
should do a
about
whole
this.
episode on the space trilogy.
Just the question
Yeah.
of like, if there is
Religion
life
and
on
rocket
other
ships.
planets,
Yeah.
yeah. Are they fallen?
Yeah.
Or not? Does does Adam's fall impact outer space?
Are they on floating islands?
Right.
That's a niche.
And if so, does Christ's atonement apply
Yeah,
to them as well? That, I think, is a really fascinating
It's fascinating.
question. It's theoretical. It's not
theoretical. Yeah. So to the UFO episode, and this actually gets back to this episode.
Okay.
I have enough academicness in me that I don't want to be on record if I haven't been. It's not that I have to be like an expert. I
Yeah.
just want to have been thoughtful, and I want to have really have nuance and think through the thing. And I have a allergic reaction to hot takes, as you know. We do
Yeah.
cold takes on FTC. And so I just, if it's like, oh, it's in the news, what's your opinion? It's like, I don't have one yet. Give me a minute.
Yeah,
You know.
I got you.
So there's that, and so there's things. So moving from the UFO episode to this episode, there are things that that the listeners might want us to talk about, where I'm like, I'm still working here.
Yeah.
I want nuance. I don't want to be on record speaking about stuff immediately. That's what so many podcasts do. That's just not how I feel comfortable. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess a biblical word for it, like from the Psalms, is I do not get involved in things too wonderful for me
Yes,
or too
that's right.
complex for me, things like that. I get that.
thanks for making it biblical, man. I
Well,
appreciate that.
I get that. I have a little short list of things that I
Oh, you
don't
have
wanna
an
talk
actual
about.
list.
Yeah,
This is
I've got a
amazing.
little list. It's not a big list.
Mine's just vague. Yeah.
Well, the first thing is something we've actually joked on the podcast about this, is we don't do a lot of hot takes.
No, we don't.
So it could be that we speak to some contemporary issue,
Yeah.
but it's typically not driven by some online controversy that just occurred, or maybe just not online, but newspaper headline,
Yes.
controversy, scandal, Everyone's talking about this. Like, we just are not overly driven by the need to kind of push viral for the sake of viral, jumping in while the water's
exactly right.
So even like I think the last episode I can think of that we did that was kind of along those lines was the Annihilation.
Yeah, the hell episode.
Thing.
Yeah,
and that came out a few weeks probably after the sort of Kirk Cameron type thing. But that is kind of in keeping with the kind of stuff we do anyway, and we weren't trying to jump in, and we weren't using like, let's go through Kirk Cameron's statements and refute every single thing. And it was just sort of us speaking generally, pastorally. Some people thought it was a little too short, a little too shallow, but that was also kind of our way
Story
of like,
of my life.
yeah, I mean, we're not going to do a 2-hour take. I mean, I don't know, like people are hungry for the hot take, controversial, stir some stuff up, and that's just not us.
No.
It's not us personally. It's not our podcast.
Yeah.
It's just not what we would do. So you're not going to see a lot of rapid fire hot takes type things, tabloid type stuff.
A couple years after the fact, that's where I live.
Yeah, well, we may talk about like ministerial failings or like moral failings. We're probably not going to be talking about such and such a person who did such and such a thing or who just got exposed as right. I suppose there may be exceptions to that from time to time if there's someone particularly close to us or something, but that's just not a thing that we we do.
Yeah,
we don't do hot takes. Here's one that's probably a little off the beaten path, maybe a little bit, or maybe it's just too much inside baseball.
Okay.
I don't want to do too much nitty gritty pastoral ministry stuff.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't want to do like every week something related specifically to pastoral ministry. We do stuff. I mean, we have a lot of pastors who listen.
Yeah.
So especially like in mailbag episodes and others, we'll talk about preaching and different things.
I
like
see
that.
what you mean.
But I don't want the podcast to be
just for
pastors.
Yeah, you want it to be for
pastors
I
and
want church members.
Exactly. I want lay people to be able to listen to it.
Yes,
and even when we kind of venture into pastoral ministry stuff, certainly I want pastors to be edified by that and encouraged and maybe even equipped by that. But I want it to also be the kind of thing that would be a good insight for lay people into the world of pastoral ministry, or maybe to help them understand their pastors better. I think it's always good for lay people to know more about preaching and what goes into it and those sorts of things. But I just don't want to be a pastor's podcast.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That actually makes sense. Yeah. Because I was confused at first because one of the things I was going to say was I want everything we talk about to be somewhere tethered to for the church.
Oh, sure.
Truly.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that means like more pastoral. Sometimes that means, for deacons. Sometimes that means for lay people. But like it goes with the hot takes one. Like no one's looking to Jared Wilson and Ronni Kurtz to speak on what was on CNN last night. Like we're not doing that. We're doing church stuff.
No, but they may be looking or wanting us to do what was on Twitter.
That's right. That is true.
That
is true. We don't even do that.
Yeah, and we don't really even do that. In fact, we might be more inclined to do what was on CNN last night than what was on Twitter last night.
I don't want to do either.
But we're not doing either. But yeah, so what I just wrote down was too much pastoral stuff.
Yeah.
So totally fine with doing pastoral stuff. I don't want it to be for pastors only podcast.
That's
right.
Great.
Okay. The last one you mentioned something about working here, and I know you didn't mean it this way, but I don't want to do, and we don't do SBC politics.
That's right. We don't.
Why don't we do SBC? We're at SBC, seminary.
Yeah. And I actually don't like. I don't think there's anything wrong about that. We could do that if we wanted to. We're both committed to the SBC. We're both very strong believers in BFM 2000. We're employed by the SBC.
We're members of SBC churches.
Yeah. And I even say I'm like happily so.
We should have a voice.
That's right. Yeah. I am one of those weird millennials who like really loves the SBC. So
that is weird.
I know I love it. I love the annual meeting it's like a family get together for me. Like I'm here, happily SBC. But the part of the SBC I don't want to always be in, I have opinions.
Yeah.
I have thoughts and convictions even. But they don't need to be aired the way that some in the SBC want them to be aired.
Yeah.
We're just not doing that. We're focused more on the health of churches at large and the SBC in particular. And what that means is we're going to talk about ecclesial things, theological things, doctrinal things, practical things, What we're not going to talk about is SBC politics.
We may speak into things that are relevant to Southern Baptist life and culture.
That's right.
Baptismal rates, though, are down. Or
Yes,
whatever,
yeah.
things like that. Membership crisis, those sorts of
Which
things.
directly tie to our listenership.
But when you're talking about
church.
persons and personalities, who's going into what role, what figure, what's the future of the convention as relates to these sort of things. As members of SBC churches, I'm a pastor of an SBC church. Certainly have skin in that game.
Yeah, a lot.
As an employee of a SBC entity, which serves at the pleasure and discretion of the convention as a whole, right? My salary is funded by cooperative program dollars. I just don't think it's appropriate either here or on social media. You're not going to see me on social media.
Yeah, same.
And I'm Clint Presley's a friend of mine.
Yes,
I've known him for years. I wasn't campaigning for him on Twitter. I wasn't, for him to have the presidency. That's just not something I think is appropriate as even just as an entity employee to be sort of weighing in on those things. And then certainly when you connect it to the hot take type thing, we're not jumping into whatever the fray is this week about who's mad at who and who's, trying to push, this group out and all those sorts of things. You're not going to tune into the For the Church podcast and find, I guess the McLaughlin group that's probably a pre-millennial.
I don't even know what that
historical
is.
reference.
Yeah.
You're not going to find people arguing around a table.
All right.
About SBC politics or really any other kind of politics.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's great. I think
about?
mine were more vague, like hot takes.
Okay.
Not connected to the church.
Well, since we have some time left, any advice for young ladies on how to attract a guy?
Oh my gosh. Oh wait, I do have an answer. No, just kidding.
Gussy
Another
up?
thing.
I don't know.
I was like, that is fuel for the mob out there.
Okay.
I'm not doing
Maybe
that.
they'll talk us into doing that episode at some point.
Yeah, if they
We'll talk you in.
if it was like
Or I'll bring another person on here. Maybe
someone really asked, and they're like, there's a group of people really wanting us, but I don't want to assume that young women want my opinion here.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you have advice for us along these lines, what should we say for young women or single ladies on how to attract a guy?
Yeah.
Let us know, and we'll take it under advisement. And then when we do the episode, we can say, so-and-so says you should. And that way we're off the hook.
Like someone like Becky, your wife.
Yeah,
she'd be
I was just
awesome.
thought about that. I didn't want to say it on the podcast because I thought
she'd be awesome.
I don't want her to feel obligated. But
No.
Maybe Becky could help me
But
with that episode
she'd be
or
amazing.
something like that.
Yeah.
It could be helpful. If you enjoy the episode, dear listener, please give us a good review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to or watch your favorite podcast. And until next time, may Jesus be big in your church.